Alright, I just got off playing Radiant Dawn earlier, and I gotta say, I fucking hate this game. It's made even worse by how good Path of Radiance is too. I'm still at the first portion of the game, so my opinion can still change. But now I present to you my top 5 nitpicks of this bullshit game. Complaint number 5. The Lagoose change. These guys used to transform at the start of their turn, which allowed you to build a strategy around them the turn after. Now, these fuckers transform only at the start of combat, making it nigh impossible to predict what their stats are gonna be, ultimately making your army an easy target. The reason I complain about this is simple. I lost a unit in the Lagoose chapter because of this. Granted, that unit was Meg, so I didn't care to restart for her, but it certainly caught me off guard. It really did. I thought that she was going to take a certain amount of damage, so I believed that she could have survived getting doubled. Turns out that the transformation grants Lagoose units around double the attack that they had in human form. And boom, Meg is dead. Complaint number 4. This is a long one. Holy fucking shit, the Dawn Brigade sucks massive elephant dicks. The Dawn Brigade is made up of 5 main units: Soth, Micaiah, Edward, Nolan, and Leonardo, and a few other add-ons later like Laura, Aran, and Meg. First, Edward. This little cumpstain is an embarrassment to Fire Emblem units as a whole. He's like if Mia and Astrid had a child, but it didn't get Paragon, a mount, or even half of their utility. Honestly, I tried getting this fucker killed on many occasions early game as a strategy. But the goddamn win requirement says everyone must be kept alive, so here I am, forced to defend this fragile little amoeba from hordes of annoyingly bulky enemies in a game lacking in choke points. Then there's Leonardo. Honestly, I don't really give enough of a shit to talk about him. He can barely kill, he's locked to bows, and his name makes him sound like Klein from FE6 if he had Clarice's personality. Fucking Laura doesn't do much, as there aren't many safe spots to put her where enemies won't spawn next turn or the turn after. Aaron's okay, but if he's trying to replace Oscar, he'll have to try a lot harder. I don't mind Nolan, and honestly until I got Soth, I thought that he was the Jagan of the game, which seemed like the game giving me a giant middle finger. Actually, more units should be like Nolan. Huh. Meg is terrible. She died within 3 turns of me using her. After that, I didn't bother to restart because holy fuck, for an Armor Knight she's bad, and that's saying something. Finally, there's Micaiah. This HP lacking, sacrificial healer has no business lowering her health to fucking 1 when oftentimes the only win condition is keeping her alive. Her attack's shit, her personal weapon is a bitch to get, her personality's ass, and the only redeemable things about her, in my opinion, are in her growth and support with Soth, which gives her heightened crit. What? Think I forgot someone? Nope. Complaint number 3. Soth is a sorry excuse for Jagan. This low attack, speed dependent, on foot, take damage in the first chapter I play in piece of hot garbage is one of the main reasons I'm considering dropping Radiant Dawn. How did this fucking nobody who couldn't even promote in Path of Radiance become one of the main characters of its sequel? As a Jagan, no less. My hate for Soth is made all the worse by the uselessness of the rest of the Scrub Brigade. You basically have 2 ways of killing an enemy. Either attack them with 80% of your units, or move Soth in their general direction, and see what happens. This forms a dependency on this late promotion dagger-locked nobody that everyone thought was a good unit until they got 6 chapters into the game only to realize how bad this guy was and how hard they got tricked into believing that he was good. Fuck this guy, man. Complaint number 2. Why in the name of Naga would you put your main character's personal weapon in a random dude's treasure chest when only she can use it? What the fuck was intelligent system smoking, and where can I get some? Okay, but for real, the way you get this weapon is fucking trash, and it was so hidden and troublesome to get that I didn't even find out it was obtainable until I watched Max's old Let's Play. This weapon, Dani, is a light tome that makes Micaiah a little easier to use. You find it in the bottom left area of an Arrive map, guarded by a couple of Lancers. Here's the issue. There's a Lancer standing in the way of the only entrance to that chest room. You might think, hey, I can just kill him myself while the rest of my army moves forward. Nope! This motherfucker is on the ledge, meaning that the only fucking way to kill him is with a hand axe or another ranged weapon. I completely forgot about the hand axe that Edward had, so I didn't think about giving it to Nolan. And I sure as hell wasn't about to put Micaiah or Leonardo in range of these bulky assholes. After a few turns of trying to think of what to do, I gave up. No, seriously, I gave up. Finished the chapter and walked away from the TV. Why is it even in there? Only Micaiah can use it. It's got to be the most bullshit way to obtain a personal weapon in Fire Emblem ever. Finally, complaint number 1. Where the fuck is the suspend button, assholes? Not only is this game annoyingly difficult because of the translation error, not only is it tedious because your only good units in this game are Soth, Nolan, and Ileana for a while. Not only does this game give you an abundance of squishy units, including Meg, the fucking armor knight, they also made the way you restart the game longer and more tedious than it's ever been. The suspend button has always been there, but we never really used it for its intended purpose, pausing a match and saving you progress so we can continue later on. Now they decide out of the blue, no! We aren't gonna let you go back to the main menu. Now you have to restart your Wii if you want to be a fucking scrub. Look, I'm bad at Fire Emblem. I love the franchise, but I'm terrible at strategy, so this button was the only way I could make up for my stupidity or a bullshit RNG roll. Now, instead of going back to the main menu, I have to get up, turn my TV and my Wii off, go back, turn it back on, go all the way back to the homebrew channel, open the USB loader fucking app, and then go back to the game. Anyways, that's my list. Fuck Radiant Dawn. I hate it, it's a bullshit game, and I haven't even reached chapter 10. Fuck this game. Subscribe for more video game content, some shit. Have a good one. Peace.